If you've been wondering when this crypto bull run is going to cool off, it might be longer than you think. In fact, if what we're seeing plays out, we might be headed towards some of the biggest gains yet, especially for Ethereum. In this video, we're diving into 6 predictions that could shape the rest of 2025, from how long the bull run might last to why the US government is pumping trillions into the system. Just check out the chart on the Fed's balance sheet behind me. Yeah, it's over $6.7 trillion. We'll break down which altcoins could get ETFs next, why Ethereum might double Bitcoin's gains, and what the new crypto bill could mean for your portfolio. Plus, we'll wrap it up with bold price targets for both Bitcoin and Ethereum that could surprise you. So whether you're already deep into crypto or just watching from the sidelines, this is your quick cheat sheet on where things are headed. So if it feels like this bull run might be wrapping up soon, just hold on a second. We might actually be just getting started. In this section, let's talk about why this crypto bull run could last way longer than most people actually think. Now, if you're looking at headlines about the economy, things could look a little confusing. Some analysts, as you can see from this article on Investopedia, say that a recession is coming soon. Others say we're just fine. Right now, the chances of a recession in 2025 are sitting somewhere between 30 to 50%, as you can see here on the recession probabilities site on the fred.org. This is based on everything from Trump's new tariffs to how strong people feel about their jobs and spending money. But let's check out this chart a little bit more from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. What we're looking at here is that it shows that a probability of a recession this year has actually dropped compared to last year, which is kind of wild, right? The labor market is still strong and people are still spending money. That's why crypto prices could keep pushing higher, especially if the Fed doesn't cut rates too fast. Fast rate cuts usually means something's broken within the economy. Slow and steady gives us more time for crypto to climb. So while everybody's wondering if the top is already in, it might actually just be halftime. Here's where things get really interesting, because the money printer is slowly starting to wake up. Right now, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is sitting around $6.7 trillion. And yes, you heard that right, trillion with a T. You can see that on this ycharts.com site right here. It shows the value as of April 23rd. This is also available on many different websites like Trading Economics, here on YCharts, and the Fred site that I showed you earlier. This value is the total amount of stuff that the Fed owns. This is things like bonds and mortgage-backed securities. And when this number goes up, it usually means that more money is flowing into the system. If you're wondering why that matters for crypto, it's very simple. When the Fed adds more liquidity to this, it helps boost the prices of riskier assets. So when there's more money going into it, the prices go up. Things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. It's like pouring gas on a fire that's already burning. On the Federal Reserve's official chart from the St. Louis Fed, as you can see right here, after a period of cooling off, we're seeing that cool off period to kind of slow down a little bit. This line right here is sloping down a little bit less, and we're seeing the numbers kind of stabilizing, which is a big deal. Obviously, if it increases even further, that's going to be even better. And it's not just about printing dollars. There are other ways that the government might inject liquidity or cash into the financial system this year, like loosening bank rules or adjusting how they value gold in their reserves. Either way, more liquidity means more fuel for this fire or this bull run. So yeah, if you're seeing this chart go up or stabilizing at the very least, you know what it could mean for crypto. All right, so since Bitcoin's been getting a lot of hype lately and the price has been kind of stabilizing or really going back up to the previous all-time highs, it might be a time to take a look at other cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum, because it's quietly heating up. And actually, Ethereum ETFs are pulling in some serious cash. This article from Yahoo was pretty recent in the last couple months, and back in February it was published $393 million of inflows for Ethereum ETFs. This is not just a little bump. This is a huge sign of big money that's moving into Ethereum. Now, if you look at this chart on CoinGlass, you can see the inflows and outflows of funds into these Ethereum spot ETFs. And for a while there was, this is 2024, there was a lot of inflows and there was some recent kind of downturns. The price was going down a bit, but look in the last few days here, or in the second half of April, everything is trending very, very highly towards the positive here. There's lots of inflows in the very recent weeks. So this trend with these massive changes in volume is not just from retail traders. This means that big institutions are really getting into this, and that's a big, strong sign. When that kind of huge volume comes in and smart money is showing up early in a cycle, that is usually a pretty big deal. Plus, Ethereum has a much smaller market cap than Bitcoin, market cap being the price of Ethereum times the number of Ethereum coins out there, the total value of Ethereum essentially, which means that it doesn't take as much money to move the price up compared to Bitcoin. So even if Bitcoin doubles, Ethereum has the ability to triple or quadruple just because there's much more more room to grow. With all of this demand building behind the scenes and new money flowing in every week, Ethereum is looking like the one to watch if you're hoping to beat Bitcoin's gains this year. So we just talked about Ethereum heating up, but now let's talk about what might be next. So number 4 is going to be altcoin ETFs, because it looks like we're going to see some big names finally getting their own spot ETFs in the US, other than Ethereum and Bitcoin. According to some analysts quoted by CoinDesk, XRP is now the top contender for the next ETF approval. Yeah, that's right. I'm not joking here. XRP might beat out Solana and even Dogecoin for its own ETF, which is a pretty big shift. And it makes sense. XRP has very strong liquidity, tons of trading volume, and it's been getting more clarity in the recent legal cases. Over on DL News, analysts are saying the same thing, essentially. They point out that XRP's chances have actually gone up, partly because Solana is still dealing with regulatory issues. That gives XRP a clearer path to the finish line, and once that approval hits, well, who knows? We've seen what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum, massive institutional buying and price spikes. This could be huge. If an XRP ETF goes live, it could bring in billions of dollars from big investors who aren't even in the crypto market yet. And XRP isn't the only one. If that happens, you can bet other coins like Solana, HBAR, and maybe even Litecoin won't be far behind. This might be the start of a brand new altcoin wave. Now that we're talking about big moves in crypto, here's one you definitely want to keep an eye on. So number 5, there's this new law called FIT21 Crypto. This stands for Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act. It sounds complicated, but here's what it really means. It's a set of clear rules to help the US government figure out which crypto tokens are safe to invest in and which ones still need some work. Right now, it's already passed the House of Representatives and is being reviewed by the Senate. The bill is available for you to read right here, as you can see on the Congress website. The big takeaway is this: if a crypto project is decentralized enough, meaning no one person or company controls it, it's going to be treated like a commodity. That means less legal mess and more freedom for crypto companies to build and grow. As you can see from this article from the lawyers at Jones Day, they said that this bill could bring the kind of regulatory clarity that the space has needed for years. Gordon Law explains that this bill is great for larger, established coins that already meet the new rules, but for smaller projects that aren't fully decentralized yet, they probably have to go through the SEC first. But either way, once this bill passes, expect a wave of confidence and growth across the entire crypto market. So now that we've talked about the new laws and altcoin ETFs, let's go big. Number 6, what kind of prices could we actually see for Bitcoin and Ethereum by the end of this bull run? Well, a lot of experts are throwing out big numbers. One analyst, as reported by Finance Magnates, thinks Bitcoin could hit 137,000 by late 2025. And if you check out Coin Codex, they've got projections that go even higher. Some say we might even see Bitcoin reach close to 200,000 if things really take off. And for Ethereum, some analysts are calling for it to reach 14,000, which would be a huge jump from where it's at now. That's mostly because of the ETF inflows and how Ethereum tends to explode in the second half of the bull cycle. But here's the thing: projections are just that. They're predictions even. They don't always come true, and most often they don't. Many of us remember the predictions from the last bull cycle where people were expecting Bitcoin to hit $100,000 in 2021, but we saw the peak only rose to about $70,000. So while it's fun to dream and plan, it's also smart to, be calm and careful. Prices can go up fast, but they can also drop just as quickly. So yeah, the upside of this cycle could be massive. Just don't forget the risks as well. So in the end, even though no one can say for sure exactly where prices are going to land, this cycle is already shaping up to be one of the wildest we've ever seen, to be quite honest with you. From the Fed quietly adding liquidity to Ethereum possibly outshining Bitcoin and altcoins lining up for ETF approvals, it's not just hype, it's real momentum. And with the FIT21 bill close to being law, the US might finally be giving crypto the clear path it needs to grow for good. If any of this is really interesting you and actually getting involved in crypto and diving in, I'll leave links to Coinbase and crypto.com in the description where you can get $50 of free crypto just for signing up with those links. And if you want to get into meme coins as well, check out MoonShot. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. Just for signing up, you'll get some free meme coins by clicking that free meme coins button. If you learned something new and enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for all things crypto. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.